Intelligence isn't measured by your degree, nor by your age, nor by what you know. It's measured by what you decide to stop doing. That's right. What makes you wiser isn't just learning new things. It's having the courage to let go of foolish habits that are holding you back. And the saddest part is that many people are stuck, not because of a lack of talent, but because they keep repeating mistakes they don't even realize they're making. If you want to be smarter than others, you have to stop acting like them. Hello, I'm Brian Tracy, and today I'm going to explain what things you need to stop doing if you truly want to be a smarter person. It's not about luck, genetics, or being born with a special gift. Practical intelligence, the kind that helps you move forward in life, make better decisions, and achieve your goals, is built by letting go of what no longer serves you, and that starts today. The first thing you need to let go of is the habit of complaining. Complaining doesn't make you stronger. It doesn't solve anything. It doesn't improve your situation. It only turns you into a victim. And when you get used to living like a victim, you stop using your mind to find solutions. Intelligent people don't waste time on complaints. They act. If you don't like something, change it. If you can't change it, change the way you see it. But don't waste another minute feeling sorry for yourself. Another thing you need to stop right now is living for approval. When you live worrying about what others think, you're dimming your own light. Your mind can't think clearly if it's focused on pleasing others. The smartest people I know don't need to shout their worth. They prove it with actions, decisions, and results. If you're waiting for others to applaud you to feel confident, you're giving away your power. Stop seeking validation. True confidence comes from within. You also need to stop the habit of procrastinating on important things. Procrastination is the enemy of intelligence because you know what you need to do, but you fill yourself with excuses. And the worst part is that the longer you put it off, the harder it seems. An intelligent person acts even when they don't feel like it. They don't wait for energy, motivation, or for it to be Monday. They know things need to be done, and that's that. Another sign of low practical intelligence is surrounding yourself with negative people. If your environment is full of people who complain, who don't try, who criticize everyone, that will affect you. The mind is like a sponge. It absorbs everything around it. Intelligent people guard their environment. They choose who they spend time with, what they listen to, what they consume, because they know it influences how they think and what they believe is possible. And finally, if you want to be smarter than others, stop thinking you already know everything. People who believe they know it all stop growing because they no longer listen, no longer ask questions, no longer learn. Every day is a new opportunity to improve, to change, to evolve. Humility is a sign of true intelligence. You don't need to be the wisest, but you do need to always be willing to learn. In summary, stop complaining, stop seeking approval, stop procrastinating, distance yourself from negativity, and never think you know it all. If you do just that, you'll be ahead of most people, because while many keep repeating the same mistakes, you'll be taking control of your life. Now, as I mentioned earlier, if you're already letting go of those limiting habits, the next step is to start developing actions that put you ahead of others. Because being intelligent isn't just about stopping negative behaviors, it's also about replacing them with habits that propel you to grow. And one of the most important ones is this: learn to think before you react. Many people live aimlessly. Someone says something they don't like, and they explode. A problem comes up, and they give up. They hear criticism and get defensive. That's not intelligence, that's immaturity. Intelligent people take a few seconds before responding. They don't let their emotions control their words or actions. They think calmly, analyze the situation, and then act. That small space between what happens and what you do is where wisdom lives. Another step that makes you smarter is investing your time in learning useful things. Nowadays, many people waste hours watching videos that add nothing, gossip, empty arguments, content that only entertains but doesn't transform. While you're distracted, someone else is reading, studying, creating, moving forward, and over time, the difference shows. I'm not saying you should stop resting or enjoying yourself, but if you invest even 30 minutes a day in learning something that brings you closer to your goals, you'll stand out. Because in a world where most people only consume, the one who educates themselves rises above. It's also vital to develop the habit of thinking about solutions, not problems. Look, we all have bad days, we all face obstacles, but what makes you different is how you react to those challenges. An average person complains, gets frustrated, freezes, but an intelligent person asks, what can I do about this? How do I solve it? What's in my power to change? That kind of mindset takes you far because you're not waiting for life to solve things for you. You're taking control. Another trait of truly intelligent people is knowing how to say no without guilt. This is something that's hard but life-changing. Many times you say yes out of fear, obligation, or pressure. You accept plans that don't add value, responsibilities that aren't yours, conversations that don't nourish you. And then you wonder, why aren't you moving forward? The truth is, if you don't learn to protect your energy, your time, and your focus, you'll keep feeling tired and frustrated. Saying no doesn't make you bad. It makes you wise. It's protecting your path. It's respecting yourself. And one of the smartest decisions you can make is to distance yourself from what you can't control. Many people waste their energy trying to change others, arguing about things that don't depend on them, obsessing over what happened or what might happen. But true wise people understand this. You can only control your attitude, your actions, your thoughts. The rest, you let go. That's not giving up. It's finding peace, and with peace of mind, you can make better decisions. Finally, remember this, intelligence is shown in how you live, not in the words you use. It doesn't matter how much you know if you don't apply it. It doesn't matter how many quotes you repeat if your actions say otherwise. An intelligent person doesn't need to impress. They just need to move forward. Every day, one step further. Every day, one improvement. Every day, one decision that brings them closer to the life they want. So, if you've made it this far, you've already taken an important step. It means you're willing to look at your mistakes and change. And that, in itself, is already an act of intelligence. So far, you know what things you need to stop doing if you want to be smarter. You also know what actions you can start applying to think better, act with more clarity, and move forward with more determination. But there's still something very important that can't be ignored. Intelligence is also measured by your ability to learn from your mistakes. Listen to me carefully. Everyone makes mistakes. Everyone. It doesn't matter who you are, how many books you've read, or how many times you've succeeded. At some point you're going to mess up. The difference between an average person and a truly intelligent person is what they do after the mistake. Those who don't learn, repeat. Those who learn, evolve. It's that simple. An intelligent person doesn't deny their mistakes, doesn't look for someone to blame, doesn't hide in shame. They look at their failure with humility, analyze it, and draw a lesson. What can I do differently next time? What didn't I see? What part was my responsibility? Those questions make you wiser, more mature, stronger, because a mistake doesn't define you, but your response does. Another characteristic that makes a difference is this. Intelligent people surround themselves with people who challenge them to grow. They don't settle for being with those who applaud everything they do. They seek out people who tell them the truth, who correct them when they're going off track, who inspire them with their example. Look at your circle. Are they pushing you to be better, or are they dragging you to stay the same as yesterday? Because if you're the most focused person in your group, maybe it's time to change your environment. Now, I want you to think about this. What are you doing with your free time? Because that's where your level of intelligence shows. Not in how much you work, but in how you use the moments when no one's watching, when no one's forcing you. The smartest people don't waste those hours. They use them to learn something new, to take care of their health, to reflect, to connect with their purpose. That doesn't mean they don't rest. Of course they do. But even their rest is intentional. They don't live on autopilot. Every action has meaning. And finally, let me say this with all my heart, being intelligent also means knowing when to stop. Sometimes you're doing something that isn't working, but you keep at it out of pride, fear, or habit. But the wise person knows when to let go. When a plan isn't working, change the plan, not the goal. Holding on to something that doesn't bear fruit is like watering a plant that's already dead. It's not about giving up. It's about having vision, looking beyond the moment, making decisions with a clear mind, not with ego. We've walked an important path together here. We talked about the habits you need to let go of if you want to be smarter. We saw what things to do to think more clearly, make better decisions, and live with intention. We talked about the value of learning from your mistakes, guarding your environment, using your time well, and having a strong mindset. But before I close this message, I want to leave you with one final reflection, something that can make a real difference in your life if you take it seriously. Intelligence isn't shown in words, it's shown in results. You can read a lot of books, watch all the videos, repeat motivational quotes all day, but if you don't apply what you know, nothing changes. If you don't act, if you don't commit to yourself, if you don't discipline yourself, you'll stay in the same place. True intelligence is in getting to work, in saying, today I start, even if you're afraid, even if it's hard, even if you don't see results right away. The person who acts moves forward. The person who moves forward grows, and the person who grows changes their life. And it's not about doing big things all at once. It's about improving a little every day. A new thought, a firmer decision, a habit you replace, a negative person you leave behind. Every small change counts. Every step adds up, because being smarter isn't something that happens overnight. It's a process you choose to live. It's a daily decision. It's a way of life. Don't forget this. The world doesn't need more people repeating what they already know. It needs people who apply it, who set the example, who inspire with their way of living. You can be that person. You can be someone who thinks differently, who doesn't follow the crowd, who questions, who reflects, who acts with awareness. And that won't just benefit you, it will impact those around you. Imagine what would happen if more people started thinking clearly, letting go of bad habits, focusing on what they can change. Imagine what would happen if you became that role model, someone who doesn't just talk about intelligence, but lives it every day. That could be your new role, your new story. So, starting today, take control. Choose your thoughts wisely. Choose your actions wisely. Choose who you share your time with wisely, and above all, choose your future wisely. Because what you do today is shaping the life you'll live tomorrow. And if this message helped you, if something you heard made you think, touched your heart, or pushed you to change something, I want to ask you something simple but powerful. Share this message with someone else, someone who needs it too, a friend, a family member, a coworker, because what you just heard isn't just for you, it's for everyone ready to take a step forward in their life. Maybe by sharing this video, you're helping someone wake up, change, or make an important decision. And before I finish, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart for staying until the end. That says a lot about you. It says you're committed, that you want to grow, that you're willing to listen and reflect. Not everyone makes it this far, but you did, and that already puts you a step ahead. I invite you to subscribe to the channel because we keep sharing tools, ideas, and messages that help you live better. And if you turn on the notification bell, you won't miss anything. Thank you for being here. Thank you for giving me your time and attention. I'll see you in the next video. Until soon.